Nigga, we gotta start the podcast.
Oh my god, I'm trying to.
Bro, you do this every single time.
Don't be trying to put that on me. I hate that. Oh my god, let's start the podcast.
What did you slip up in my cup, girl?
It's just that when I drink, sometimes I get a little crazy.
Here to wet your whistle, Marcus.
Can I get a refill?
Oh, it's my night. I know it's gonna be good.
Turn it up, turn it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, those who may not identify within the binary, we are here on another day. It is the fifth week.
What is this?
Now, without further ado, let's get ready to pod!
All right, well, I was really about to like serenade everybody, and then you just came out of nowhere. I don't know how.
That literally just came off the top too. That's the wild
I
part.
really don't know how. To that.
I cleaned that shit up. That's the intro.
I don't think I like.
Bro,
it.
we gonna ask people how they felt.
All right,
about that
cool.
shit.
I think people liked me singing way better than.
Go ahead, get your shit off.
I'm every woman. It's all in me. And
I don't know the words, but fuck it.
Listen.
Yes.
All right.
Your two favorite. Oh shit. Your two favorite people is here. MikeyBarxxx.
And I'm Nia.Biaa.
And we're here. It is our
number one bird up in here. No.
It's our fifth podcast. Nia had pointed it out right before we started. I mean, I just want to thank my fans.
What fans? We got like 10 people listening
My
to this
nigga, those are my
podcast.
fans. Bro, you gotta start somewhere. You gotta start somewhere. Bro, I'm not even a fan of myself, so.
Michael, there's a lot of people that's not fancy.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't give a fuck. I'm good. You know what I mean?
I'm every woman. It's all in
Yo, if we had like music rights, I'd have played Going Back to Cali. Cause guess where your bitch is going?
Cali.
I'm going to LA, niggas.
It's cool. I got my LA song. To live and die in LA.
Don't know it.
Wow, by Tupac.
Nah.
Wow.
I'm from New York, so I ain't listen to Tupac.
Black. Y'all really be jacking that Biggie was better than Tupac, but it's
He's
cool.
1,000 times better than Tupac.
Yeah, okay.
It's like him, people like him, Nas, Andre 3000. It's like it's a group of people that like fuck with these people just because they want to like appear a certain
I'm
way.
sorry. Whoa. We are not going to sit here and slander Andre 3000.
I knew you was gonna like.
You
say
are
that.
not going to slander him like that. We are not going to talk
Like,
about my baby father in front of me like that.
It's just like it became cool to like woke artists. Like that's like the Cole thing. It became cool to like Cole.
No,
You know what I
it
mean?
did
So like
not.
it's ways cool. Like there's
It's
no
not like
way that
Cole.
Nas should be in the same category as Jay-Z. We really get down to it, bro.
No. That I will
That's
give you
not
that.
a
But what we're
question.
not going to do is slander Andre 3000 like he's not like top 5.
Top 5 in what?
You know
In the
what
South?
No, stop. Why are you doing
In the
this?
South? Name 4 artists better than Andre 3000.
You said,
Let me name.
I
Yeah.
can't. There you go.
No.
I can't.
Bro, tell me.
I'm not doing it. You're full of
Bro,
shit.
for him to be top 5, that means that there are.
Top 5.
You trying to tell me he's better than.
Creatively, he's better than a lot of these niggas y'all put.
No. What you're trying to say is that he's better than minimum.
He's amazing
5
rapper.
people. No, bro.
Yes, he is an amazing.
No, he's just not
if
top 5.
Even if you don't put him top 5, he's definitely top 10 in that.
Yes,
No, he's
yeah,
definitely
I'll give you a top 10.
I
Maybe.
wasn't asking. I definitely was not asking you.
Bro,
That
I'm
was
telling you,
not
it's really
something I'm
just
asking.
off like a aura. Like, oh
It's
yeah,
not
it's
the
cool
aura.
to say that this person is top something. Niggas is not.
Nobody is saying it's cool. He
Bro, it's like
raps
saying
better
Lauryn
than
Hill's
you.
album is like Lauryn Hill is top something. My nigga, it was one album. I
It's
guarantee if
still
she put
one of the
something
best
out.
albums
No, I'm saying
out
if one of the best
ever.
albums. I won't even
Ever.
say it because I ain't like the album. But what I'm saying
Whoa,
is,
see, no, okay, so therefore, your idea of
But what
good
I'm
music
saying
sounds
is like-
obviously skewed. So therefore, you cannot.
it's
have
like
this
people trying to say
conversation.
she's one of the greatest artists. One album,
She
bro.
is one of the greatest artists. Like,
One
off of
album.
that album, if you can sit there and play that whole album back to back, like a lot of real black people do, not you, but other black people do, then yes, it is one of the greatest albums. Stop
Bro,
it.
do you understand how odds work?
Oh my gosh.
If I shoot 1,000 shots, I'll probably make one. If I shoot 1,000 shots,
But we're
my
not gonna
eyes
sit here and
closed.
erase what she did on the Fugees and any other project that she had that she sound
Making me hot in
whatever
here.
what's the
Fuck.
things called? God damn it, for movies. It is a soundtrack.
It ain't
Fuck
no
y'all.
birds in the trap though.
Now we're not talking about him because he ain't nowhere near greatest tops. Nothing. He ain't even in those conversations.
Give
yet.
it some
So,
time.
now I can understand why you have such a grudge towards actual artists.
What you mean actual artists?
I said what I said.
You trying to say Travis Scott's not an artist?
Now, not one of the greatest.
Give it some time. Don't worry about it.
Nah, I don't trust nothing you said because you definitely just said Andre's not even top 10. You
I didn't say he was
definitely
top 10. That's how I know you don't listen. That's how I know black women do not listen. Because I said top. He's not top
you
5.
full of shit, Michael.
I said he's not top 5.
Claim
I said
that you're full of
maybe.
shit. Claim it. Claim
Bro,
it.
he's not. Is he
Put
better
it
than
on.
Is he better than Jay-Z?
No, he's not.
Is he better than Biggie?
Yeah, I would say so.
Well, okay, this conversation's done. Start your next
He's
first topic.
not a better
Start your
rapper
first
than
topic.
Biggie.
Start your
He's
first
not a
topic. Start your
better
first topic.
rap- No,
Start your
Biggie
first
had a
topic, bro.
flow, but he did
Start your
not
first
have-
topic.
Nah,
Start your
stop
first
it,
topic.
stop
Start
it.
your
We're
first
not gonna
topic,
sit
bro.
here and
Start
act
your
like
first
that.
topic.
We're not gonna sit here and act like that.
Start your first
I
topic.
don't want to hear it.
He better than Tupac?
I don't
He
want
better than
to
Tupac?
hear it. Lyrically, yes. I will give him that.
You're drunk.
I'm drunk.
You're
I
drunk.
wish I was drunk having this podcast with you. I should have did this shit by myself. Just
First
heard
off,
myself
yo.
talk 2-3 hours.
I think I can think of like 5 New York artists better than him.
You got me fucked up. You're not really about to sit here and keep disrespecting.
Yeah,
I hope that man come out
Jay-Z,
here with all his
Nas,
aura and slap the shit out of
Big
you.
Pun.
Big Pun, you think is a
You never
better
even
rapper?
listen to Big Pun, so don't even
Stop
say
it.
nothing.
You
You
so
know,
full
still
of
not a
shit.
player. Stop it, bro.
You are still
You
not
don't even know
shit.
Big
You
Pun
really
like
gonna
that.
sit
You don't
here
know
and
Pun
say
like
that?
that.
You're really gonna? You talking about people who only had a couple, 1, 2, 3 things? You ain't gonna put Big Pun in.
If we gonna put niggas on over one album and shit,
Andre didn't have Andre 3000.
Outkast had multiple albums. Tell me one Andre 3000 album.
So now that it doesn't count because he was in a group, you dead ass. You can't be dead ass.
Bro,
Now stop
is
talking to me. Please stop talking to me. Stop
so
talking
we
to
talk
me.
about the
Stop talking
Beatles
to
or
me.
do we
Stop
talk about what's his
talking to me.
name? The
Stop-
weird
ah,
motherfucker. What's his
stop
name
talking
with the
to me. Stop
glasses?
talking to me. What are you talking about?
What's his
Stop
name?
talking to me.
Such a first topic, man. Get your shit off.
I'm tired of you. Yo. It's 6 minutes in, and all we had
7.
was your dumb shit. You can't count.
6. We about to be at 7, bro. You already
About
got.
to be 8, 7.
It's on the 7th minute.
Okay, but for right now, we're still on the 6th one. Until it's up, now we're at 7.
All right, copy. Get your shit off. God. Didn't I tell you this is exactly how the intro go? You come in with your jokes and your dumb shit, and then we get into actual podcast. Yeah, am I like a prophet?
You're not a prophet. Listen. Oh my God. Listen, what you're not gonna do is slander me. All right, you understand? All right, whatever. Anyway, so we back, and are you ready for the culture?
I'm here, man. I'm here.
Mm-hmm. You got anything, or you want me to start it off?
Start it off. I don't really have any. I have a news topic, but I want you to go yours first because mine's gonna actually go into like a deeper conversation. So I
All
want
right,
you to go
so
first.
some good stuff has happened this week.
For once, shit.
But only like half of the good stuff.
Oh,
so
damn.
It's only like the first topic, to be really honest.
Like the half, bro.
It's not even half. So
I feel like we should go negative first, then good.
nope, too late. Jaden Smith,
Mm-hmm.
he has water in Flint. So you know how he has the box water thing?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so he took like his own water filtration thingy and then he put it in Flint. And I think that's hella dope because they still, after like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years now, still haven't had clean water. So I
been
thought
that
was,
long?
yeah, it's been a while.
Jeez.
I looked somewhere and it was like something about 3 years. And I was like, 3 years since what? Like, it doesn't seem like that was something that happened, I don't know, 3, 4 years ago. But I think we're hitting that like 3, 4 year mark. I keep throwing numbers out there.
It's been so long. It's like I just remember when that first came out. Like I was young and I was I mean I'm young right now, but like I was younger and I didn't really understand what it meant for a place to not have water. Like in my mind, all I could fathom was okay, you ain't got nothing, you ain't got bottled water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like no, like you deadass don't have water.
Yeah, like the water's brown and it has lead in it, and
You can't do
the
nothing
fact
with
that you even have to say "and" is kind of enough.
Yeah. And when it finally clicked for me, it was just like, man, this country is just wild. That like, I'm not saying that we need to move to like communism where everybody's even, but I do believe there's more than enough money in the world to give some water to a small city. We're not talking about New York City. We're not talking about LA. We're not talking about Chicago. Flint, Michigan.
Fuck that. Everybody should have water.
No, I'm just saying, like, I can understand certain things might take a little bit more money.
You talking about going to California? They running out of water over there too. You better
For
start
real?
boiling some of that ocean water. Get
dead
that
ass?
salt off. Huh?
You dead ass?
You don't remember that crisis and they felt like California was dead ass gonna run out of water? Stop doing that.
Oh, I never heard about that. I'm on the East Coast. What that matter to me?
Yeah, okay, because they was gonna all come over here and then the East Coast was gonna run out of water. California by itself takes up half the East Coast.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know, man. I really do hope that something happens because it when you think about that, you think about prison pipeline system, you think about all the things just in our country, and it's just like, man, like you need people like Jaden. You need people like Jaden. I hope that more people who have that power and that influence find it in their heart to to help those things.
Well, we can get our homie Jeff Bezos to come off even 1 billion would probably
do more than enough.
Like world hunger, fix Flint. I don't know, open up homeless like shelters, like enough for homeless people. Yeah, just 1 billion would probably fix
But that's the
half
thing.
of all those
But
problems.
I feel like we had a conversation about that. Because remember, I was telling you, I was like, we expect these people to do things, but would you do it? Because everybody proportionally has enough to help the person.
I would do it twice. If I had just base.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Every single time you go swipe somewhere, right? They be like, oh, you want to give $1 to the St. Jude's Children's Fund? Do you always give $1?
Listen, if I have like
No,
that matters. If I have extra means, then yes, I do give. If I see somebody like a homeless person on the street, I give the change in my pocket. Like I do what I can. If I have bills, my man, if I don't pay these bills, I'm gonna be out here with you, and then I can't help you at all.
So do you believe there is such a thing as like there is a certain?
If I have it,
point?
yeah.
No, that's not what I was asking you. Let me finish, dog. Come on.
You right. Ish.
Do you believe there's a certain point where someone has enough money where it's just excess after that?
Somebody said that Jeff could literally I know I'm gonna mess up all these numbers, but they were saying that even if he gave away 7% of his income right now or whatever's in his bank account, he would still have like how many billions does he have? I think he has like a few 100 billion or whatever it is. He would still have enough for like 7 lifetimes, or 7 generations of lifetimes. Like that's how much money he has at this point. They were saying even if he gives 7% would pretty much wipe out half of the issues we have just in like the U.S. alone. And that's only if he gave a couple of them. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not saying he has to come up off half, but at what point is like too much money? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like to the point where you're not doing anything. I think that's where like greed comes in per se, because I could understand if he was like giving away or starting initiatives and doing stuff with his money. But if it's kind of just for yourself and it really, like people are actually out here dying, like little kids are dying of lead in water. I think that's where I kind of draw the line that, all right, I think I might have enough. I think I have enough. And it's not like the money ain't coming back, because the money's coming back. Like, he could spend that money and literally get a portion of that right back. So I don't know. But shout out to Jaden though for
that's a fact.
For
that's
doing
a fact,
that.
Man. Yeah, young people doing what they can.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt like we should start off great before I jump into these other couple topics. You know what? I'm not going to start too inflammatory yet. We're going to talk about Kanye. So apparently he's been posting about like going to church. He's been having Sunday church.
Bro, that video was fire, bro. That beat was fire.
And he's going to be more fire when he goes to hell for supporting Trump.
Nah, he said he was done. He said he's done. He's good. He's good now.
Oh, he did say that? Where he
I think he did.
That?
I feel like I saw a post somewhere talking about how
that.
he said like he was used and that he's good now.
And then he turned around and said like, everybody else was controlling him and fuck y'all, and I'm gonna still support Trump. I'm pretty sure that's what happened right after that.
Hey, listen, the music is fire. Like that's all I need.
So that's really what I wanted to ask you: is the music really worth like are we supposed to let him back into the black delegation because he had black church and like?
I wish the world could see me rolling my eyes right now.
I'm asking you a real question because you never got Kanye the fuck up out of here. I did, but you never felt that way.
Because I don't care enough about anyone. He doesn't in fact impact my life in any way.
I never said that he did.
There's no, but I'm saying is, therefore, it's not like I'm going to be like, well, this person's good and that person. There's no black delegation, nigga. You black, like you're black. Like if you want to be black, you can be black. If you don't want to be black,
we kick certain people out.
Hey, bro, y'all can keep me and y'all can kick me out. I don't really care. I know the color of my skin, so.
I don't even think we actually accepted you ready to be kicked out. Like we like
Yeah, but here I am on this black ass podcast.
Because I let you. This is a temporary lease of a black card. You don't all the way have your black card yet. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah, but to answer your question though, like to me is when I get the news that someone that I follow or some company or something like that does something, it's like, well, damn, there's a dumbass person up there, and that's it. Like at the end, like you know me, I'm a consistent person. If I do it here, I have to do it in other places. I can't get everyone in the world out of here. Like I would literally I can't float because the world is the floor I'm on is problematic. Somewhere along the.
Well, get a non-problematic floor, Michael. No.
Like I can't float. I remember when I was younger. Let me tell you how real this is. When I was younger, I used to be mad at my pops for something he would do, and he's like, "I ain't taking nothing from him, and I ain't using nothing from him." And I was like, "But damn, I'm in his car though." So I'm like, "How am I supposed to like get away from him? Like I'm supposed to like, I can't even stand
You
up."
ain't want it bad enough.
Fuck you, Nia. But that's always been my logic. It's like I can't get everyone in the world out of here, so therefore,
I don't think you have to get everybody in the world out of here, but you know the ones that are making a lot of harmful noise. It was very interesting for me to see the video because like I didn't even like click
body
it.
And that shit. You talking about the one where he was like on the piano, like,
yeah, the one I could care less about.
Hey, whatever, bro.
Like I saw it and then I clicked it for like a half a second, right? And I heard it and I said, "Oh, this sounds dope." And then I turned it off. And then, like I was like, I wonder where people's head is at. Because the other day I was looking on online and T-Pain was having an interview, right? And so in his interview, he said, people's outrage lasts for like 3 days. I don't know if he meant like quite literally 3 days or figuratively 3 days, but I decided to click the comments because I wanted to see, let's just see if people will still keep that same energy with Kanye that they had last year or the year before that, right? Mm-hmm. And it was a lot of like mixed responses. Some people were like, "Oh, this is lit, like Kanye's back," and I'm like, "What? Because he got a bunch of black people behind him? Is he supposed to be back now?"
No, that's not why. It's because it was fire. Let that video have been trash. They'd have been clowning him. We'll continue.
I'm sure. And and then that was another thing. So it's like, okay, so because the music sounds good, like we never said, well, except for Ye, that album was trash, and everybody who says that album wasn't trash can't hear. So, anyways. So it sound good. Are we supposed to let him back in? Because I could really give a fuck unless like God himself or like Jesus like comes down and says like, "All right, we cool." I don't really see why, I have to be excited about, Kanye music or letting him back in or being okay with him. I don't see any progress, I guess, other than him making some music.
Hey, easy season.
It's never easy season. Easy season stopped about 10 years ago.
He willing to give me some good music. He give me that beat on the song, I'll take it.
I think I'm a pass on that. So you know what so a couple people told me that we didn't talk about this and they were very upset about it. All two of our like real listeners, right? So they said we didn't talk about the Jordan Woods and the Tristan thing at all and how we felt about it and where we're at.
Yeah, I don't want me to talk about it.
Go ahead, talk about it, King.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Talk about it, King.
Go ahead.
I'm waiting for you. I literally am asking you. So I'm sure by now, because this has been like a 2-week thing at this point, and we've definitely passed it because we've had 2 other podcasts come out and we never touched upon it. So I'm sure everybody knows what's happening, so I don't have to give a recap.
This is, you gotta give me a recap. So this is... Oh yeah. I remember the situation now.
Yeah, so Kylie Jenner's
I'm good.
Oh.
I'm good.
Yes. But what I will say is I've seen a lot of people, well, not a lot of people. I've seen Chloe, is that her name? I think it's Chloe. Definitely attacked Jordan Woods, but she definitely made a comment a few days ago saying how Chloe, the actual
No, you said she's. I'm trying to figure out which one you're talking about.
Chloe said that, basically Jordan fucked up their relationship and that her and Tristan will always be a family, so it's Jordan's fault that all this happened. because she was supposed to know better. And I really wanted to know what you thought about that.
Yeah, the dick must be wild, bro. Wild. Because I don't know, because that don't sound like a Kardashian. Kardashians will get a black man the fuck out of here in a second. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's because there's a kid involved. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, well, let me say what I think. I think that she needs to really reevaluate her relationship, because I think you're in a relationship. I don't think he is.
You ever see those things where people ask the questions and be like, so who would be mad if we got together? Like, which one of your other girlfriends would be tight that I became your girlfriend? Like, I just need to know. And I feel like homie is doing everything in his power to just be like, yeah, I think I'm done here. And she's like, we're a family. It's her fault. You kissed her. We're a family.
No, but you know that's the thing though. I know one thing that women do when they're hurt. Well, not all women, may not be, act like my male privilege or whatever. But
wow, did that hurt a little?
yeah, I think that one thing that a lot of women I see do is when they're hurt, they try to hold on, to cling on to whatever they can and hold on to whatever their reality was before that, whatever that event occurred. And I think that might be what her way of holding on. They say, no. We're a family no matter what you do. And then that's when you start to create that dynamic where the woman lets the man cheat all over 1,000 times because she's just like...
Because this isn't the first time that she's gotten to this point. So it just is... I don't want to say it's confusing to me because I can understand that. Like, that's the father of your child, right? But then at the same time, if he's telling you or showing you over and over and over again, because like I said, this isn't the first time. This is what, like the second or third? This is like the third time they've found like some wild shit on him. At what point does this say like, yeah, like she was my like family friend. It really hurt that like, that happened between them, but it's really not her. It's really like this man. And
one thing you're missing from that statement is, I fucked up by bringing him back. And nobody wants to admit that I fucked up. Mm-hmm. Her saying that it's not Jordan, it's him, I mean, she has to admit to her, not to the people, to herself, that she fucked up.
Which is weird because she like, I don't know, they're very cryptic messages, but they do seem like they're more at Jordan than they are at anybody else. Like, she'll post things about loyalty and like friendship and, being close to someone and yada, yada, yada. And like her defense just was like, Tristan is always going to be, he's always going to be my child's father, which is true. But I don't think I would be as heartbroken about my friend being drunk and then he kissed her. And then she's like, well, he kissed me and I lied because I didn't want to hurt your feelings about it. I don't want him, da-da-da-da, versus like, there's this man I wanted to be with and he is continuously showing me that I don't, that he doesn't want to be there. I don't know. This shit is creepy. Women, we got to stop. Everybody's got to stop doing this because it is definitely always in those cases. Well, probably not always, but most of the time, it's the man's fault. We really got to cut that shit out. We do. Is it not y'all fault? I'm confused. Why'd you laugh?
Anyway.
Well, let me put it this way. It's always the person who's hurting somebody. Like, whoever is doing the hurting, it's their fault, not the extra party that's there. Does that help you? Make you feel better?
Hey, I'm chilling. I know what you really meant.
I said what I really meant.
I know,
but
you
then
said
I was
what you
thinking,
said.
like, no, because there are women out there and, non-binary people out there who definitely feel like, their significant other, when they cheat, it's not their fault. It's whoever else that stepped in between. But my thing is, like, if that was really like the person you thought it was, nobody would even have stepped in between that, or they would have, gotten out of there before any of that stuff happened. Gotten out of there meaning your own relationship between that person. You know what I mean? They would have called it quits if they really felt so strongly about, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Well, for you two listeners that asked me about it, I hope you're happy.
You know what it just made me think about? It's related, but it's not going to further this conversation. It might take a different place. Mm-hmm. It's interesting how we're willing to go talk about these three people, right? About their relationship problems and stuff like that. Uh-huh. But we wouldn't go up on this podcast and go talk about people we actually know Because we know people in their bullshit, right? But we won't talk about them. So it's not like we gonna get up on this podcast and go talk about A, B, and C's love triangle that we know about. But we're gonna go up here and talk about Tristan Thompson and Khloe Kardashian and the
So
other
wait,
chick.
let me get this straight. So you're saying that I wouldn't come up here and be like, you know what, my friend so and so, fuck so and so, and this
You wouldn't.
is why wouldn't I?
Let's talk about something right now.
Huh?
Let's go talk about specific people right now then.
I don't have specific people that's cheating on somebody else.
No, I'm
right
talking
now.
about specific people's drama in general. Like, use their names to talk about specific people in
Why
their.
would I do that?
But why would we
About-
talk about celebrities?
Wait, but you're saying on this platform, why would I?
Well, nobody does it though.
What's your point?
My overarching point is, why do we feel comfortable talking about people simply because they're celebrities?
Because they're celebrities.
So therefore, because someone makes a considerable more amount of money than us, or because they garnered a certain amount of fame for
I think
their
because they're public figures.
no, their talent is what's public. A lot of times, but the other things get leaked. Like, I'm talking about people that get their information gets leaked, and then we take it upon ourselves to go have conversations to talk about it and
But
critique.
I don't think that was leaked though. They like put that.
I'm not talking about them.
Okay.
I'm
So
saying, like,
you're
for
just
people
saying in
that
general.
for, let's say someone gets, but even them, it's like, for example, there's people we know that their shit gets out, whether they told us or whatever the case may be, and we don't as
Literally because they're public figures. Like, that's literally the reason why anybody talks about anybody famous. Because they're everything about them is public. Like, you don't talk, like, people talk about what they know about Beyonce and Jay-Z or whatever they release out there, right? Because that's what we know. Like, you've put it out there for us to see. You've made Kim Kardashian and them literally made their life a whole show. Like, so the people are going to feel connected to them as if they are, you know what I mean, right there with them to have those conversations. Because you put it to a certain extent, like, when you become famous, your life is out there. Like, it's really hard to kind of come up off that in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess it's just the price of fame.
I don't think that is fair. I know me personally, like, I can imagine even for you, just because, let's say when we get famous off of this, right? You're going to feel some type of way when people talk about our relationship problems, because, like, that's not what we're famous for.
Yeah, and I also understand that being a public figure means that there's stuff about me that will be public, right? So if people talked about us, what am I supposed to do if I put it out there that, you know, we're together, or that's just, we have podcasts and we do this and we do that? Like, I can't stop other people from having those conversations, because even though me and you don't come on here and talk about, like, our personal friends and their personal business, doesn't mean when these, like, when this stuff is off that we're not over here talking, because we are talking.
But no, what I guess I didn't say this part. When we don't talk about our friends who are not public figures, it's not because, they're not famous, nobody cares. It's because, that's my friends, I'm not going to talk about them.
I talk about my friends all the time.
You wouldn't talk about them on a podcast.
Huh?
You wouldn't talk about them on a podcast.
But they're not public.
No, but I'm saying that's not the reason why.
That is the reason why.
Yeah.
If I talk, you know what, if I went over you right now or to somebody, right, and I had them on here and they were a guest, I would talk about their life, or I would talk about whatever they're doing, simply because, like, you've put yourself in a position to be talked about. You don't think so?
I'm not talking about if they came on here. I'm talking about if it's me and you right now.
If I started talking about, I don't know, my friend Tiffany, nobody gives a fuck about Tiffany. Like, nobody's gonna care what I start saying about her. Like,
But you wouldn't.
Huh?
You wouldn't.
If she was a public figure, I would.
No, that's my point. I'm saying it's because she's not. But what I'm saying is the same reason you don't go about telling other people business is the same reason people don't talk about it on media outlets and platforms. Because that fundamental idea of, well, it's not right to talk about somebody's business. But when it's a celebrity, then we're like, okay, yeah, bet we can talk about their business.
Only because they put their business out there. Their business
But
is
they
something
are
for
not, like,
everybody
I don't
to
think
consume.
Khloe Kardashian said, yo, everybody come talk about me and how I got cheated on.
Yeah, but then when you start, like, interacting with sites like, you know, Hollywood Unlocked and The Shade Room and what are, you know what I mean? You're bringing attention to,
How so?
to this.
How are they
this
interacting
thing.
with them that says, yeah, talk about my...
I don't think it says talk about it, but you're licensing people to pay more attention to what's happening. Like,
Did
if
we
you,
license
like,
it, or did we take it upon ourselves to do it?
You said what happened?
Did they license it, or
I'm
did we
saying,
take
like,
it upon
to
ourselves?
do things like that gives off the impression, yes, like, this is something that I'm experiencing, with the world, since the world knows. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, you being famous doesn't mean that your life is still private, right? And the way people handle that is like non-disclosure agreements and yada yada yada. So if you did want certain things to be out, it wouldn't get out, right? Because people would be sued. So if you wanted it to be private, it can be private. A lot of people's stuff isn't private. So then for it to not be private and you have a bunch of fans, you have to understand, like, their fans feel like they are, like, with that person. Like, they are that person. You know what I'm saying? So to take that away from them and you're a public figure doesn't make sense. Like, it just kind of...
I'm going to draw a parallel, and I already know you're going to disagree with it.
Well, I'm glad you know me.
But I'm going to just say it anyway for whoever else that's, rationally minded. I think that it kind of sounds like
the world doesn't like black men.
It kind of sounds like you're saying, yeah, if somebody walked down a dark alley with their, in a short skirt and a tube top, they're basically licensing somebody else to come up and rape them.
Wow, that got dark, deep, and so unnecessary very fast. And I do disagree. Like,
of course.
Wow.
What a ding, 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 ding. Didn't see that coming.
Because the difference is one is, like, to a certain extent, giving permission, right? And the other one is definitely not. My thing is, you can't be... You know what? You can be rich and you can be private, but you can't be, like, famous and be private. That doesn't make any sense.
You can be famous and ask for respect.
I'm not saying you can't ask for respect, but you also can't get mad when you are a
disrespected,
literally a public figure. You that stuff only matters if you really take that into account. Like, if you really, 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 really feel like these people that's all the way in Australia that's sitting there tweeting about you and means something, then yes, like, I can understand, like, you feeling disrespected. But you have to understand, these people don't know you. Shit, she don't know us. Whatever we say really doesn't, matter at the end of the day, or it shouldn't matter. But that doesn't mean that I don't have license to talk about it if you literally have a whole TV show about your whole life and your problems and your this and your that and your whatever.
Just want you to know you're oozing because you're full of shit. But move on to your next topic.
Wow. Anyways, moving on. Last thing. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
So Michael Jackson's doc is coming out. How are we feeling about that? You think you're going to watch it?
Nah. Probably what's going to end up happening is just like the R. Kelly one. Like, you'll probably put it on. I'll watch it as far as you go, but I'm not going to care.
You don't really think it's...
Well, I mean, Michael... Like,
do you think it's real?
What?
Like, what happened? Like, so there's these two young men specifically who are coming forward to say, that he abused them while he was at their place, while they were at his place.
Well, I got to be consistent with what I said in the last podcast, and it's like, I'm not going to ever be the one to speculate whether or not someone's telling the truth or not. I'm going to just take whatever information is given and then...
And go from there.
And until I know what happened for sure, like, you can really prove that shit happened.
Do you feel like the R. Kelly one proved it?
I never seen the videos and stuff that people are talking about, so I don't know. But from what I've heard, people have...
Based off a documentary, I mean...
People, yeah, didn't they say that they have videos of him that shows him?
Yeah, quite literally, like him naming
himself. And the argument isn't about whether or not he did it. The argument is about how the older girls were.
Yeah,
right.
I guess, yeah. That
Remember
was
we had that conversation. So then, therefore, yeah, he did it.
For a lot of other people, yes, but they were saying a lot of people have come forward and said, "I was this age. I was this age. I was."
Well, I don't know. They got to find some way to prove that, or else I don't know. I'm always, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like the way I am about God. I am 99.999999999% sure that God is real, and I also have faith because I don't know.
So do you have faith that he's...
Yeah, I got faith that nigga did it. But I don't know. You know what I mean? And that's just something that I just hold true to my heart about. Never, until you know for sure, never say... Because I let my yes be my yes and my no's be my no's, and therefore I...
So do you feel like... Okay, I know you haven't watched it, but, like, have you ever felt like,
Michael Jackson did it?
Yeah.
When I was younger, because those are the jokes.
Dude. Like, he was a weird...
Definitely was weird. Weird is not a bad word. He's just different.
He was different.
Yeah.
And as fuck.
No, but I'm saying weird is different.
No, I'm saying, I get you.
So when I was younger, I was like, yeah, hell yeah, he did it, because we made all those jokes when we were younger. Mm-hmm. But as I got older, I was like, wait, why am I saying this about someone I don't know?
Yeah.
And, so now at this point in my life, I'm just like, I really don't know, bro.
Well, it's up there. Both little, thingies are up there. It's way shorter than the R. Kelly doc. So maybe we can, like, knock it out all in like one day. It's supposed to be like 4 hours tops.
Four-
Because it's 2 parts. Like the first part came out on Sunday when it was 2 hours, and then the next one came out.
You want
I
to
think
use
today.
1/6 of my day? for
No,
that
no,
shit?
no. You do 2 hours, take a break, because I don't think you want that much depression in your life. But I'm saying, like, I don't know. We gonna get Michael Jackson out of here, the king of pop. Like we got.
First
the
off,
king
he
of
didn't
R&B.
matter that much to my life because it's not like I grew up listening to him. So.
Wow, you're just. That's why you're not all the
But
way
even
black.
if I did, like, even if they came out and told me right now Jay-Z was a fucking Nazi, I'm gonna go about my day. Like,
It's not about that. I'm just saying, like, do you stop playing his music?
no, the Blueprint was fire.
I wasn't talking about him, nigga.
Oh.
I'm talking about Michael Jackson.
No, because rock. What was it? Rock the world, rock with you.
Wow.
It was fire.
So it doesn't matter if you.
No, what does the music have to do with the person?
Well, I mean, R. Kelly was singing about touching little girls.
Well, that's now that I know what that's about. That's kind of weird. But I'm saying songs that don't
Kind
have
of.
anything to do with that.
I see. But
know
we
what I mean?
don't know which one. I mean, Rock With You, he might have been rocking the cradle.
I don't think
Who
he was
knows
rocking back
what
then,
that
bro.
means.
You know what I mean? So, after like what was it? After Invincible, we might have to start wondering. Like, all right,
All right, don't come for Invincible all the way.
I had that like physically.
You had the CD.
Invincible, yeah.
Yeah, I did too. So one time, like when I was younger,
That's
I went
one
under
time
my
a day,
mom. I went under my mom's bed, right? And I didn't know what a record was, so I pulled out, this Michael Jackson record, and I was like, I'm freaking out. I run to my mom, mommy, look how big this CD is. She was like, oh, you poor uneducated child. Oh, who you got calling?
Like, I don't know what the fuck is
Jesus.
wong with you.
Get it together. God, you're doing a goddamn podcast. That should
Well,
be the
why are you
intro.
screaming at me?
Why you don't got your shit on Do Not Disturb? All of our listeners are so disappointed. in
Can you
right now.
move on?
That's it. I literally said that was the last thing. That's how I know your ass don't never listen.
Oh.
Damn. I'm done with my culture topics. What you got for today?
All right, cool. Let me pull this shit up.
You're not even ready. You got people calling you. You're not even ready. Look at
Keep
you.
going.
though.
Keep that going. Keep that going. Keep
No,
that
don't
going.
tell me what to do, Michael. I do.
When I
I'm
pull
my
this up,
own
keep on
woman.
ranting.
No, you're wrong. I should just be dead air. Let everybody click out of the podcast because you're irresponsible.
Hey, yo, everybody that be stopping our shit midway through, we can see you. Just so you know.
That's a fact. Yeah, Apple Podcast definitely tells us the average of people who listen. So for you 3 or 4 devices that stop 45% in,
Yeah.
I'll
You don't finish what you start, you bum ass. Finish your breakfast. Come on.
finish your breakfast. I don't appreciate y'all for clicking out. I hope y'all came back and finished.
Facts. If you
finished
came
it.
back and finished, I'll take that back.
Yeah. Damn,
But,
it really be sitting there like, and it'd be like real red too when you go to look at it. It'd be like
Facts.
45% in red, and you're like, damn, you telling me I'm whack though? At least they started it.
Shit. All right. So like I was telling you on the way over here, some weeks I'm probably just not gonna. If you don't mind me,
Come on, you got it. You're right there.
no, it's just the way I want to word it. I don't want it to sound. Yeah, fuck it. So there's some weeks I just don't really. It's not that I'm not interested in what's going on. It's just I have a conversational topic that I really want to talk about. And this is something that I've wanted to talk about for a few weeks, but we always start ranting about something else. And I think it's very relevant to me and you, and to the people who are listening, because everybody's
I don't wanna
listening.
do this now.
It's something that most people go through when they're Black millennial. The question is, do you address
Yep. No.
co-workers / group members, if you're in class or whatever, when they fucking up? Now, before you answer this, like, well, of course, and da-da-da, no, stop and think about all the times you've been in situations like this and you have not said something. Think about all the times you go back to your friend group or when you go to lunch and you talk about the
What are you
person.
asking me?
Do you address those people when they are fucking up?
I think it depends on what you're fucking up on and what does it mean to me in particular. So, like, say if we're talking about classwork, right? So I just had a project that was due last week, and so the person necessarily wasn't fucking up, but wasn't being productive. If I guess, like, they're being very like critical about a lot of things, but it wasn't pushing the project forward. Like you were just being critical, like you weren't doing anything, so it was pissing me off, right? So I thought about it. Will I be able to explain to the professor, why this person, what they did, what they didn't do, does it affect my grade, right? If the answer is no, like I can't explain this, you know what I mean? I can't tell them what they did or didn't do. I can't tell them like how this person didn't do anything or whatever the case it may be, and our grade is just our grade. Then I don't really think like there's a point in like addressing it. So I never addressed it with Shorty because once the project was over, there was nothing else for us to address. You see what I'm saying? So like in situations like that, probably not. Now if there's a different type of situation where I'm at like work and somebody's fucking up and that's affecting me or the job I have to do or I have to be there twice as long, oh, you best be sure that I'm gonna be like, so let me tell you how we're not gonna do that twice because I'm not here for it.
Yeah, and because I know that's when you're black at work a lot of times, unless you are blessed to be working, somewhere where there's a lot of black people. A lot of times you might be the minority there.
Right.
And when that happens, sometimes you are faced with the issue of working with what we'll call them unproductive white coworkers.
Right.
And we haven't given advice in a while. So I want to say, what advice do you have for people that are dealing with that? How do you deal with a situation where your unproductive white coworker is leaving you?
Or any other,
Yeah, yeah.
Because there are other people who are, anti-black and they're people of color, so we can, that's a real thing.
This is true, yeah. So anybody that's, leaving you to...
high and dry, per se.
Yeah, and I just know it happens a lot to black people.
Yeah.
And obviously that's the point of our podcast. So I want to know, what advice do you have? I have something I want to say, but I'm going to let you go first.
I think that gets really tricky, especially with, genders, right? I feel like men have a little bit more autonomy to handle those in a multitude
Being the person that's being left with the work to address it?
Yes.
Okay.
Y'all have a multitude of or a few more ways, let's put it that way, because I won't say it's a bunch, right? But you have a little bit more autonomy on what that situation can look like because you're a man, and, so I would say for, black women, you really have to think about whether, how this is going to affect you long term. You know what I'm saying? So if this is something that you kind of, experience and it's, a one-time thing, then I would definitely, sometimes you got to pick your battles, right? Mm-hmm. If it's happening multiple, times, you have to think about, okay, what is this doing for my mental health? What is this doing for, me being in this situation? Is this a safe environment for me? And if it's not a safe environment for me, how am I supposed to do this in a way that I guess you could say causes you the least backlash if you want to stay there? Now, if it's someplace you don't want to be, fuck it, go off and do what you have to do. But you definitely have to think about all right, what does this mean? If I do this, what are the possible outcomes of backlash? How can this come back to kind of bite me in the ass? Because everything has a consequence, whether it's a good consequence or a bad consequence. Are you willing to work with those consequences afterwards? And once you make that decision, it's much easier to kind of figure out what or how to go about it. So for me, let's say I had a person who was fucking up and it's getting put back on me. I think that's a conversation I would probably have with my supervisor first before I have with that person, because I always believe in covering my own ass, right? So I would probably go to my supervisor and say, hey, or if it's a project or whatever, you're doing something, this is what I've experienced, this is what happened, from my perspective, this was the outcome and I didn't appreciate it, I plan on having a conversation with this person so that, it's on record that, I'm having this conversation with you, to let you know where we're at, but also so I can have a conversation with this person so that we can find out a way to cohesively work together and move forward, because I don't ever want to be put in that position ever again. If that means I have to take the fall for it now, cool, but I'll let you know I'm not taking the fall for it for a second time. That's just not, where I'm at with it. That's how I probably personally would handle any situation. I will follow that up with the email. Thank you for talking to me, about this situation in particular. Be very specific about what it was, timestamps, when I came into your office at da-da-da-da to talk about da-da-da-da and the outcomes of that. And, my projected plan to, peacefully talk to, da-da-da-da about our situation. Because people will try and fuck with you, but they can't fuck with you if it's in writing or if,
That's
you
true.
know, you took in, like, the right precautions. So if they're doing that, you kind of got to step away from it, breathe, and say, all right, so how can I do this in a way where no matter what, you can't retaliate against me? Because, you know, as black people, you know, there are anti-black people. That's just really how that, you know, how that cookie crumbles sometimes. And we just got to be able to, you know, fight that battle and be able to do that. I don't know. That would be like my advice. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know.
Yeah, you going off that you know, having it in writing thing. Don't be afraid to do a BCC. You know what I mean?
A BCC?
Yeah, blind copy. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You,
word.
if I gotta send an email to someone, don't be afraid to blind copy one of your friends so that they know that this is happening. You know what I mean? So people can see this is happening. But so yeah, a lot of what you said is funny. Before you started talking, I was gonna give all these like tips on how to, you know, do conflict management and how to have a productive conversation. And then I realized you're not that person's supervisor. If you don't feel like coaching this person on how they can do better, don't feel like that's an obligation of yours. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I'll never tell you to be passive aggressive Nancy and go over someone and go to the supervisor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, recognize that someone might do that to you. So it's better you go first and be second.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, especially if that person, like, I mean, there's two, like, scenarios how that can go. They can either know that they did that thing, or they could, you know, it could have just been happening and, you know, they didn't recognize it. So my thing is, if you recognized it, oh, we got it. We got it.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like at that point now I'm kind of like, I bet, you know, we got to, this has to be addressed, because what ends up happening is what you might think right now is just a little thing, just one little thing that annoys me about my job. Before you know it, that shit gonna become the straw on the camel's back, and that shit gonna break you one day, and then you gonna blow up at work, and then you gonna be an angry black person at work, and you going off. Nobody can understand why you're going off, and now you're miserable, and now you dread going to work. Before you know it, you hate it. So my advice is when you're in a situation like that, address it if you feel safe. You know, some people, like I said, you know, like you said before, I should say, you feel like that's something that's a little bit nuanced with gender and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My personal take, like for one thing, before I even say what I say, I'll respect that, and I will never tell someone, yo, that's not true, because I don't hold that identity. My advice is, whenever you feel comfortable, you feel safe, address that as soon as possible, because you want to be first. I've seen it so many times where someone didn't address something. One of our friends, just last semester, didn't address something first, and then boom, they're gone. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know, the sooner you can, the better.
Yeah, it just gets like tricky. Like the first thing I think of, especially with like this era of us being way more aware of our mental health and what that looks like, does this like make me healthy? Quite literally, does this, you know, positively affect my mental health? And if the answer is no, then you got to do something about it, because there's too many times where, I don't want to say as black people we get complacent, but that's kind of what it's like. Let me try to rephrase. Like, we try not to rock the boat because you need this job, right? That's what you tell yourself. I need this job to be able to do blank. I need this job to pay my bills. I need this job to feed my kids. I need this job to... So you put up with whatever the, you know... And we're talking in a sense where it's like someone's doing, you know, putting you in a rock and a hard place, right? Whether it's because they don't like you or because of racism, because of anti-blackness, whatever, all the above, right? You really have to sit there and wonder if it's worth it, because if your mental health is not good at the end of the day, you know, everything that you're doing is not going to help you grow. It's not going to help you grow. It won't, you know, put you in a good place. You're spiritually, you'll just be wrong. You'll be off. You'll hate going to work. You start to hate yourself for dealing with stuff like that. You know, you have that internal conflict, and all of that really just isn't, I don't think it's worth it to have that particular job. And if you really just don't feel safe, like bringing that up, which I think is another really big thing. If you don't feel safe saying anything, it's probably time to find another job too.
This is true. If you don't feel safe doing something, that's another reason why you probably need to
Definitely.
address it.
Yeah, because I can understand like you thinking of different ways to address it, but you definitely have to like think to yourself, all right, if I don't feel comfortable like at all,
What does that say about my overall situation?
yeah, like you probably shouldn't be there. Please start looking for another job. It is in your
discreetly. Fine.
Oh,
Make a new email address.
So many people have been finding new jobs here. And you know what? I'm not even mad at them because you really have to say, like, you know what? I thought this was a fit. It's not a fit. It's not working for me. It doesn't make me happy. I don't make the people around me happy because I'm not happy. I think it's just time to, like, move on. And there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what? It's just time to move on.
Time to move on.
Time to move on.
You're right.
All right. Did you have something else to top that? Put that cherry on top. I got a cherry for you.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is more of a basketball one, so I don't know if you want to plug your ears real quick. So I know you know one of them, Carmelo. You know how he's been out the
They've
league.
been moving him around.
He's not in the league right now.
Yeah.
Released him, and there's a player from before. You actually might have heard of him.
That's why you don't cheat on your wife. God don't like ugly.
Shut up, man. And do you remember Michael Carter Williams? He played at Syracuse,
Yep.
right? Look at you.
I be knowing.
Look at you.
I be knowing.
So rookie of the year. And
Yeah.
after that, shit just went downhill for him.
Yeah.
Bounced around from team to team. Now he got released. He had a knee injury, and
That shit goes quick, boy.
goes quick. He's 27.
That's it.
Yeah, right. Melo
I used to
is
think that was old.
yeah, right. Melo is obviously in his 30s, but he still got some he got some stuff. He still got some stuff
He
left in
got
his
some
legs.
steam in him.
Yeah, and I was listening to this interview with Michael Carter Williams, and he was just talking about how like, man, it's just wild how like an NBA, like you can go from being the rookie of the year and literally the next year they're like, yeah, your production's going down. We're thinking about trading you, and it's like, bro, life comes at you fast.
That's why, like, with the whole sports thing, like, I just never felt like good about it because the moment you're not usable to them, you know what I mean, anymore, they just really could give a fuck less about you. Like, that's why I'm scared to have kids that want to be in sports. Like, I will always support them, but that shit is like.
The thing that bothers
It's
me is
scary.
that you're being graded and evaluated by people that don't know the game. So all they see is numbers and how tall are you? How long are your arms? How young? Like how old are you? Bet. Like that has nothing to that. They don't know anything about field. They never played. They don't understand that. Like, yes, someone might be 2 or 3 years older and they might not have this thing called quote unquote upside, but they're better than the 19-year-old who you're saying is, yeah, they tall, they run fast, they jump high, boom, we should invest in them. So it's like
Because they're thinking of long-term dollars, right? So they're thinking, all right,
Exactly.
Carmelo Anthony, he's got a few more years left in him. You know, somebody picks him up. That's way less versus, like, I mean, and nobody really stays on a team forever, but that's pretty much what they're thinking, right? How long can we get out of this person versus, like, all right, not to say Carmelo's foot is out the door, but that's basically what they, that's probably how they were thinking.
man,
like,
how much cotton can I get this nigga to pick? I'm sorry, I just
Whoa,
I
that
really
hurt.
hate
That
sports.
came from
I really hate
deep.
the dynamic of sports, bro.
Damn, I mean, I agree with your like sentiment, but the way you said it,
I really hate the dynamic of sports.
damn, bro. I mean, I feel you.
But
You're coughing
Not-
all over our mics and shit.
I look the other way. Nigga, this ain't on mics. Damn.
This is my
But
mic
nah,
and
I said
want
all that to say
it. You can be my mic.
I said all that to say, you really gotta know your truth, because a lot of people around you are going to tell you what you're worth, and it's gonna be nowhere near your actual worth. And there's a poem that I love. It's called "If," and it really talks about that. And yeah, it's just know your worth. And I know that's something that we deal with a lot. You know, you look on your phone. You go on your social media app, you ain't shit according to the, 2-inch waist girl with the 48 pack, or or you the guy with you look at the guy on there with the immaculate beard glistening in the sun with the 30 pack, and the Camaro parked outside. Like, it's all these things that we don't match up to. And according to those ridiculously high and unreasonable standards, we ain't shit. So it's just knowing your truth and knowing your worth despite all that.
I mean, it's really hard because I think it'd be hard, like, as a transition, especially for the 27-year-old, you know, for him, you kind of haven't, you just started almost, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't really get your feet all the way in there yet, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, those are, like, really your rookie years.
He literally, like, that's literally when you hit your prime.
Yeah.
And the wild part about it is, I'm sorry, that really gets on my nerves.
I feel you. I feel
like, at 27, that is when Steph Curry started blowing up, at 27. So according to these know-it-all GMs, general managers, and scouts and things like that, Steph Curry should never have been...
Steph Curry.
Because, yeah, he's old. Like, what are we going to do with him?
Yeah.
He's skinny. He don't jump high. He don't really run too fast. All you can do is shoot. He's kind of short. You can't really do nothing with him. 6'3" is short in the NBA. I thought you were looking up because of that.
No. Steph Curry just has, like, a child's face to me. But that's besides the point. No, but my thing is, like, you know, you just haven't really started yet. And I could see how if I was there at that point and then I just got released from the job that I love, like, I would be spiraling out a little bit.
You only did 2 years of school. What the fuck do you do?
Yeah, I don't know. So, like, it is true. I hope that they can find another way to still be connected to the sport and still be happy, you know, and still make money enough, you know, to live, you know, their best Black lives. And I hope that they are able to find it. I hope they get picked up from somebody next year.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Still got a lot of talent left in them.
I think so too, but like you said, a lot of people are just looking at numbers and money. Like, how can you generate the most money for me? How can you? Because the way they were moving Carmelo around is just dumb to me. It seemed like every 2 minutes they were like, and he's here now, and I was like, the man didn't even put the jersey on from the last place. Yeah. Why do y'all keep shuffling? You know what I mean? Like, think about this man's family. Yeah, this is his wife, his kids. Like,
in the interview with Michael Carter Williams, he was talking about that. He was like, man, like, people don't understand. Everybody's just like, oh, it's easy for them. They get paid millions. It's like, no, you don't understand. Like, you can be in Detroit today, and literally tomorrow you can be in fucking Memphis, and your whole family gotta go. Your 6-year-old son that's in school, he gotta go. Like, your wife, who had just probably started to open up her own little business, gotta go. Like, everybody gotta go. Cousins, aunts, uncles, grandma.
I ain't moving with all of them.
But these are people that are attached to you, and this is wild. And he's just like, yo, being released fucked him up because he's just like, damn, like, I never knew a life without basketball. I don't know where to go work out. I don't know what to do. Like, the identity crisis for athletes is real. And
that's what I'm saying. Like, for you to still be somewhat of a rookie, right, coming in, and then you get released, I'd be like, so then what? Like, I'd be at their door like, so like, what are you expecting me to do? There is no, like, moving on. My life, this is my life, you know?
It's my life.
I don't know, and many blessings to them, and, you know, I hope that they really do get to kind of figure it out and get picked back up or whatever the case may be, because, I mean, it's just really unfortunate the way, like, the sports industry just really, like, takes our Black, you know, athletes and, like, chew them up and really spit them back out. It's just, there should be, you know how, like, veterans have, like, you know, like, the
return, they're gonna come home thing.
Yeah, like, when they come home, they have, like, I want to say, like, benefits and, like, all the, you know what I mean? Like, they get counseling and all this other, or they're supposed to be anyway. I feel like almost like, when you start being an athlete, you need that too. Like, you need a lot of mental health things to, like, kind of find yourself and, like,
back in the
reevaluate
world.
Your life. And I feel like people need that, especially the ones that come out and they're not necessarily still well off, you know, money-wise. Like, that stuff really fucks you up, which is reason why a lot of them get into trouble afterwards. A lot of them are broke afterwards. A lot of them, you know what I mean, commit crimes afterwards, like, because they have no guy. Like, you just kind of, like, you took them and you molded them for as long as you felt like it, and then you dropped them off, and then was like, you figure it out when they've been relying on you literally for everything. Because you made it that way. That's the fucked up part, is they made it that way, and then was like...
They didn't choose this.
Yeah, nobody wants to live the way you are making them live. God bless, like... I don't know, people like LeBron figuring it out way beforehand. You know what I mean? My man said lifetime deal for the shoe.
You gotta watch The Shop.
We do have to watch The Shop. We should do that for next week. That'd be cool. I heard they talk about a lot of cool stuff on there. I heard my man Cap is mentioned on there, so I gotta listen. Cause the Black Power. I got you.
You
Alright.
get into our blackouts?
No,
Yeah.
you skipping stuff, bro.
What happened?
Come on.
The win?
This is yes. It's
Oh, I thought that was the other
week 5.
way around. My fault, bro. My
Oh my
fault.
God, damn.
Go ahead, tell you win.
You go first, man.
All right. Well, my win for this week is I took a full rest day. I ain't shoot a basketball.
Yeah,
I didn't lift a weight.
yeah.
I didn't do none of that shit for a whole day.
Just chilled
I
out.
didn't.
24 whole. It wasn't 24 whole hours, but it was the closest I've ever seen you get to, and I'm proud of you.
I did not do that shit for a whole day, bro. And it wasn't just like I didn't want to. I wanted to. I just said it would be smarter if I did this.
Yeah.
And, proud of myself. And, to the average person, it's like, nigga, that's easy. It's like, no, if you know me, I reluctantly take rest days. So shout out to me for listening to my body. And I encourage everybody else to, if you can, everybody else can't do self-care. Everybody else can't take a day off.
Right.
But if you can, find that within your schedule.
Even if that's like 10 minutes,
Hey,
you got to
bro.
take it. That's 10 minutes more than what you had last time.
Uh-huh.
That's real. I'm so proud of you.
Hey.
So proud of you. One day you're going to go for 2 whole days. Dos.
I might be on vacation or something. Yeah.
Might. Like I was a possibility.
I'm going to LA right now. And I'm really thinking, damn. Remember I was bugging out because I don't think they had a gym at the
I'm
apartment?
sure you're going to find a free park basketball. I have no doubt that you'll text me later and be like, hey, so I found this gym. I'll talk to you in a couple hours. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that that's what's going to happen at all.
Hey. What you got?
So my win was being selfless this week. So, I took some extra work days from other coworkers in order for them to be able to enjoy their lives without having to worry about
did do
work.
that.
I did, and it was horrible because it's like not even that there were like a lot of issues, but when you're always attached to work, there's a slight anxiety that is attached to you being attached to work. So, like, having that throughout the weekend and even before the weekend, because I believe it started Thursday all the way up until Sunday. So, it was quite literally, like, the whole time. It just felt like I was always on, I couldn't really, like, force myself to relax. But I'm so happy I was able to do that because there's nothing like really wanting to have time for yourself to really, to do the things you want to do, but you're attached to work and you can't do that. So I was happy that I was able to help out in a way that really contributed to other people's happiness. How about that?
Yeah, bro. Yo, listen. I know what that's like when you need somebody to come in clutch and hold it down for you.
And it was
And,
very last minute too, so it was like,
So,
yes, no.
word.
All right. So what's your blackout? Oh wait, yeah. What's your blackout?
I got 2. So,
Oh, you coming with the dose dizzle?
deuce, bitch. First one goes out to Kai for
Hey!
shout out to Kai for being the first one to get employed out of our group.
Hey!
And getting the fuck out.
Full-time jobs, early.
Full-time job. Fuck, word. So shout out to her for doing that. I just also want to just black out to her because I've always felt like she was one of the more underappreciated people in our job and academic cohort and stuff like that. So even if everybody else don't see it, I've always thought she was one of the best people. I always tell her that.
Yeah.
So shout out to her. And also black out to my mom for sending me that bread before I go to LA because your boy was broke. And I was shook. Like, yo, I don't know how I'm about to pay. Because I know how I'm getting. I kept telling everybody, asking everybody, like, yo, how do you feel you have to go to LA? I'm like, listen, I know how I'm getting there. I know where I'm sleeping. And to a certain extent, I even know where I was sleeping because I didn't even have a place to stay for the last few days. And I was like, I know how I'm getting home. But other than that,
Yeah.
I don't know shit. So shout out to her for coming through clutch. And now we're here.
Aw, those were really touching.
Mhm.
Look at black women just doing the damn thing. Doing the damn thing. I'm gonna be a singer, y'all. Y'all just wait.
I'd rather you not.
Wait on it. Wait on it. All right. My blackout. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right. How do you say it? Marseille?
I don't know.
Say I don't know. Marseille Martin. So she just started her own like production company, and it's called Genius. And she's a little girl from Blackish, if y'all remember. She's one of the twins, the one with the glasses, and she is just really amazing. And she's got a movie coming out in a couple weeks if it hasn't already come out. And I think it's called Little. And she just, I was reading this story. This is why she's my blackout, right? And she was telling her the story about how her producer, way back when she was saying, I want to start, a production company. I want to start, producing my own movies. I want to start yada, 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 this, that, and the third, da, 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 da. Her producer said, you need to chill. And so she fired her. And so now she's the youngest, producer ever, not just black, but producer ever, on top of the fact that she has her own production company now. And she is just out here fucking glowing. And she's 15, 14, she's something.
She already said, yeah, oh, that's what you think? Okay.
She said, oh, so you want me to think small? I will think small. I thought too small with you. I was. You are so right. I do need to chill with your employment specifically. And so she fired Shorty from, this is the story that I read. I hope it's true because it's funny as fuck. But, so yeah, and I just think that is really dope. And it just goes to show when we take the limit off, for our kids, anything is possible. Quite literally anything. Shorty took her money and invested it, and that's something we definitely have to keep, instilling in our youth. Don't take it and then spend it on a bunch of stuff that doesn't do anything for you. Put it somewhere that's gonna, keep making you money. And I'm just so fucking proud. I don't know. Watching her grow up on the show, I feel like, her big sister too. I don't know. It's great. So I'm so proud of her. Shout out to her and her production company. That shit is really lit. So, and whatever you put out, sis, I will watch it. Even if I'm not watching it, I'm watching it. So, that's my blackout for this week.
All right, we lit.
Yeah, we've come to an end.
Week 5 is in the books.
Although we've come to the end. Don't you turn me off, Michael. Don't you turn me